Hello everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Cardano. Once again, thank you for your support, okay? Really do appreciate it across the board. There is a Patreon if you're not involved in the Patreon, and obviously the Telegram, and get involved in the CoinsKid community. All the links on coinskid.com and in each and every single video description. So Cardano is at three relatively really strong weeks here after finding this bottom just here, okay? And it's looking relatively strong for continuation. If you look on the stock RSI at the moment and the RSI, they're in beautiful levels where we could see that continuation. You can see that upside and a potential final wave of this bull market that we are all anticipating, okay? So it is adhering to some relatively strong structure, which is good. We do need to break a key level of resistance. I'm going to show you that in a moment. I think I've already shown you in a previous video, but for those of you new to this particular video, these are our price projections for the end of this bull run. Providing we can hold these structural levels of support, which we are doing relatively well, you can look for more continuation here, okay? Now there is some bearish bias as well towards Cardano, because obviously look at this level of support that you've got just there, okay, on multiple time frames, you know, the daily, the weekly. You've never sort of fell below this. It's held a strong support. Look at this sort of area, this zone around here, okay? For Cardano, it's very, very strong. Look, this particular zone just there, okay? Now this is a really strong area. I would imagine if you do start to see a roll in the market and Cardano loses this particular level here, you have got a very negative bearish scenario here for Cardano if it was to lose this level of support. You know, this channel is all about showing you every single scenario and covering every single outcome. Basically, we are biased more towards the fact that you are building up steam here, you are holding key level support, and you're looking for this continuation, this final fifth wave up here to these extensions, okay, for Cardano. But it doesn't mean just because we see it, it's going to 100% happen, okay? So we'll always keep you informed of each and every single outcome and the bearish scenario, and if we do enter that bear market, we'll give you the technical breakdown targets of a bear market. But at the moment you're in a bull market, you're coming back, you're holding support, so I'm showing you the technical upside targets of the potential continuation of the bull market, and it is all probabilities. Please remember that, okay? And nothing I say is financial or, you know, advice. It's for educational entertainment purposes only. I have to lay down that full disclosure right there. So you can see that the bearish momentum is actually running out of steam here, okay? Look at the histogram on the MACD. Now the MACD is a lagging indicator, okay? Remember that, it is a lagging indicator. So whatever has happened, you know, the MACD shows up and says hello, and it's like moving averages. You know, when they print death crosses or bullish crosses, it's always indicative of someone that's actually already happened. People get a little bit misconfused by that. But the EMAs, they're relatively sort of in line. The leading indicators, it's not instantaneous, but it's always a very good indicator. In my opinion, it's one of the strongest indicators you can use in your charts is the 20 and 55, okay? Because you can see here, you got this downside, you went into this bear market here, you had this wave 2 correction just there. Now you're going through this monstrous wave 3, and right now you're having this wave 4 correction, which we're anticipating, and that you're trying to find a base, a level, a low, okay? Which we hopefully found a foundation here for Cardano, because it is extremely strong, and extremely well supported, and there's a high volume being traded on Cardano as well if you look on the exchanges. So yeah, there's a mass amount of interest in the project, and you know why? Because it's fantastic, isn't it? It's a great project moving forward, and it's making strides. So obviously we've got the release of the smart contracts relatively soon as well, which is looking good, and I would imagine, you know, you're going to start to see buy the hype, potentially sell the news scenario with that. You know, there'll be a run up for the smart contracts, and then potentially this is where you're going to see the break of this high and then the rollback and the sell off, because you have buy the hype, sell the news. You're fully aware of that, okay? So towards the sort of announcement of the smart contracts being released, this way you probably see Cardano stand alone from everything else and pump. And then I do imagine that on the news and the release of a smart contract platform there and the upgrade of a network for Cardano, this is where potentially you'll see a little bit of roll in the market before the continuation. And who knows, it might all tie in with this bullish case scenario right here for Cardano. But so far so good. We're holding structural support. We're looking for continuation. We've bounced off our trend line in the RSI, okay? So it's looking good, it's looking great. So right now I'm going to zoom in and show you what we can see on the hourly time frame right now for Cardano, okay? So with Cardano, there is a couple of patterns at play here. There was a big horizontal which played out and you came up and you met your target. There is also equally right here, you've got a level of resistance just there for Cardano, okay? It's in some kind of ascending triangle at the moment. There is a bit of a negative pattern just there that's played out for Cardano. Take a look at this. So this is the hourly time frame. This is a bit of a tradable event just there. Let me show you this. Okay, so just there, you came up, you topped out, you rolled over, you created a level of support for yourself. You came up, you created a level of resistance, a lower low effectively than this. You rolled over, you lost support, so it's carried out a correction just there. And I think that that correction is intact. So if we go from there down to there, and you can see, boom, target met. And that was a lovely little short. So if you do see these sort of patterns playing out, 1.35% short little opportunity, target met, you can see it started to pick up back up pretty much like it did here, where you formed this impulsive wave, corrective wave, impulsive wave, corrective wave, carried out the extension, you retraced just down here to a beautiful level. We go from here, you can see where it's retraced from, its top to the low just there, and you can see that it's literally bounced off to zero. The golden ratio, look at that, boom, bounce off the golden ratio, beautiful. So you found a level of support of this retracement down off the golden ratio. Right now, if you do start to form this impulsive wave to the upside, you're potentially going to be looking at breaking this level of resistance here. This is quite bullish for Cardano. So what we're going to do is lay down the next fib impulsive wave, which is starting to form right now. Hopefully, if you do hold this level of support, you could be looking at a $1.42 Cardano token, and you would be breaking out of this large ascending triangle right here. So you do need to see Cardano hold $1.34. Okay, if you do start to roll any further than that, this we're potentially going to come back down to the trend line of this ascending triangle that you do find yourself in, which is actually a bullish continuation pattern. Okay, because you're coming up into it like this for Cardano, you come up into it like this, you create a level of resistance, you create a level of support, you know, you're making high lows, it's great, you know, this is bullish, you come up into it, it's a bullish continuation pattern. So do anticipate, you know, if you can now form this impulsive wave off this low just there, because you retraced, carried out a pattern extension just there, okay, boom, target met. If you can hold this as support, you are looking at a $1.42 Cardano token, which would break you out of this level of resistance right here, okay? Because you can see it's getting tight. Look, some kind of break is coming for Cardano relatively soon. So if you do get that break, you do obviously have a breakout target, which obviously from this ascending triangle is from there to there. So we'll check this, okay? So you got a breakout target off this level of resistance just there for Cardano. Take a look, that's your level of resistance. You do need to see broken for Cardano. You do need to see Cardano come back, break that level of resistance, start to back test it as support, because if you do see that, you're looking at a lovely little pump here for Cardano. From that level break of resistance, you could be looking at 11% upside for Cardano, and with that you are equally breaking out of this WW bottom on the daily time frame. I do believe it is that we've got this particular level just there at play. Where are we? Just there. You would be breaking up to that particular level of resistance, carrying out that extension just there, and you could potentially be looking at a fantastic reversal in the trend here for Cardano after this level of consolidation, and it may just be about to get the party started. So yeah, it's close, okay, it is close. There's key levels of resistance that you do need to see Cardano broken. That's your technical target, and this is your technical target of resistance on the WW bottom. And you can see that if you do carry out this particular extension right here, okay, of this break of this ascending triangle, you've got a technical target of $1.54, which would break you out of this level of resistance at 146, which is a resistance of a WW bottom. Do you see that? So it's all at play. It's moving along quite nicely. It's going up in waveforms, which is what we want to see, like this. Okay, it's retracing to lovely levels like I've just shown you, the golden ratio. If we can come up now, break this level of resistance at 137, you would potentially be looking at a break up to 146. Break that, you're going to meet your technical target of 154 off this ascending triangle that you're on, and then you would be looking at a potential more upside of $1.87 just there for Cardano. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you know, I'm going to show you the bearish scenario right here. I don't think I've just shown you it. I've spoken about it, but I've not shown you it. If you do go on from this level right now where Cardano is, you are looking at a beautiful potential upside of 38%. But again, you don't just trade from here. You wait for these breaks of confirmation and backtest and hold of support before you enter a trade. You're fully aware of that, okay? So right now, I'll give you the technical targets if you can break these upper levels of resistance. Now, there is a bit of a bearish scenario here for Cardano. I'm going to show you on the weekly time frame, okay? On the weekly, might be able to see it a little bit better. Just get rid of these joints for a sec. So just there, you've got a level of support just there, okay? You see this confluence area just there where you found support? Potentially, you are forming a large head and shoulders pattern just there. So unless you break out of a key level of resistance and these resistance levels above and break this high here as well and go on, you could potentially roll into a larger head and shoulders pattern on the weekly time frame, and your breakdown target would be down to this white line here, which is 43 cents. That's the bearish scenario. If you lose this level of support just there, okay, just there, that's a massive level of support at like around about $1, because if you do lose that and you roll over in the market, you could potentially be looking at a massive correction here at 43 cents, because potentially you are forming some kind of head and shoulders pattern just here for Cardano. Okay, you support your neckline, lose it, you're looking at a whopping correction down to that level. That's the bearish scenario, but at the minute you're looking healthy for continuation. But I'll always show you the support and resistance levels moving forward. So yeah, we've just got to break these levels of resistance, and you're looking beautiful for more upside for Cardano here. Take care everyone. I'll be back to another update on Cardano. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.